Dear friends, on this very special occasion, as we celebrate together the 40th anniversary of the ICPE Mission, I would like to present you with an excerpt from the book that will be released this June, telling the story of these 40 years. The paragraphs I will be reading are taken from chapter 3, which speaks of the foundational years. The first school of evangelization, of which we'd spoken to Pope John Paul II that night, had been the natural fruit of a long gestation. It was the result of a holy seed planted in Mario's soul during his time in Lausanne, Switzerland, back in 1979. And through the years of tending and husbandry by a growing flock of believers with similar calls. It came to bear in January of 1985. But if we'd ever needed the courage I'd spoken of, we needed it then, in the early days when we were preparing to launch that first school. The San Juan apartments were in place. Our local community had done the hard and valuable work to set them up with furniture and necessities. And the strategy of how to form the new evangelizers was determined. A systematic progression, building on our relationship with God, leading to our relationship with the church, and then finally our relationship with the world. We'd also spent countless hours advertising the school. These were the days of no internet. Via brochure packets sent to a mailing list of Catholic charismatic renewal leaders across the world. The brochure called for applications from those interested, supported by 2 confidential letters. In a great blessing, an international courier dispatched them for us free of charge. Joy, gratitude, and I must admit relief came by way of 20 young people from 14 different countries answering our call. All of them enthusiastic, eager to learn, perseverant, despite endless water leaks and electricity cuts and cramped quarters. Our mornings were spent together in Mass, prayers and lectures, followed by afternoons spent on everyday chores, and then evenings made up of small groups, staff meetings and closing sessions. There were plenty of organized activities on the weekends, and the friendships we formed were easy and long-lasting. They endure to this day. But Mario's plan, the vision he'd had when the first community was formed, was to reach beyond Malta, to stop at nothing short of the whole world. So within a month of starting the school, Mario and one of our community members, Noel, traveled to where we'd felt led to open our second school, in the very heart of the church, Rome.
Now rooted in Rome, at the heart of the church, encouraged by Pope John Paul, the second school was up and running. And it was precisely here, during a day of prayer, when Anne and I sought direction for the future of the ICPE Mission, that the Lord spoke to us through Isaiah 54, verse 2 and 3. To widen the space of our tent, to stretch our hanging freely, to lengthen the ropes and make the pegs firm. For he was about to spread us to the nations. He called us from a small community, a small nation, to worship him as our only Lord and Savior, and to bring the good news of Jesus in countries and among peoples we did not know. Yet God made a way. He provided resources and opened doors to lead us to where we are today. Friends, this is the story of the ICPE Mission. This is the story of the faithful love of God that carried us through our journey, and that we celebrate with gratitude on this 40th anniversary.
40 years ago, the Lord called us to be a people who would radically live the call of the gospel. In these 40 years, much has changed in our communities, in the church, and in the world. Yet the call remains. The challenge is how to live the call in a way that is relevant to this new era. We're called today to think differently, to find new and creative ways of sharing the good news with others, and to extend the pegs of our tent to include and inspire others to respond to the Lord's call. Our many mountaintop experiences of these 40 years, experiences of missionary communities living, praying, and going on mission together, have rooted us in a lifestyle of worship and evangelization that we now take to the marketplace and on to the peripheries. Significantly, we mark this anniversary in the Jubilee Year of Hope, a hope that rises from a genuine and personal encounter with the Lord. As Pope Francis recently said, the foundation of mission is the experience of God, the encounter in love with Jesus. As ICPE missionary disciples, we are called to lead others to that same encounter with Jesus, that they may experience God's closeness and be transformed by the joy of the gospel. We need to see the world through the merciful gaze of God and to be capable of warming the hearts of those we meet with His love and mercy. To be willing to walk alongside others in their darkness and accompany them in their own search for God. Today, we surrender ourselves once again and say, "Here we are, Lord, send us." May we be your instruments of mercy, love, and hope for the world. Use us, Lord, to fan into flame the gift of the Spirit in your church, and continue to use the ordinary, to use our lives to do the extraordinary deeds of your love in the world today.
Dear friends, as we celebrate the 40th anniversary of our community, we are invited to reflect with joy and gratitude on our identity as a people united in faith. This milestone is a testament to God's unwavering faithfulness and an invitation to embrace our mission with renewed passion and love. Over the past 4 decades, community living has evolved in various ways. We come from different nations, cultures, and walks of life. Yet, the heart of our life together has remained unchanged, the sacred covenant of love initiated by God. This covenant is a living reality, assuring us of His unchanging love. In response, we are invited to live for Him and with one another. This divine promise binds us together as a family of faith, united by trust, love, and mutual respect. Each of us has a unique and vital role in His family, enriching the rich tapestry of our shared life. Community is a quality of the heart. It is within our hearts that we meet God and one another, learning to extend forgiveness, offer compassion, and provide support. These virtues are the building blocks of authentic relationships, nurturing the bonds that make our community strong. As we celebrate this anniversary, let us recommit ourselves to these values, creating an environment where every member feels valued and loved. With hope and joy, let us look ahead, encouraging one another to expand the tents of our hearts and journey from I to the we. Together, through every act of kindness, word of encouragement, and prayer, we strengthen the bonds that unite us, both near and far. May this celebration inspire us to share our gifts generously so that our community may continue to shine as a beacon of Christ's love to the world. Happy Foundation Day.